Vacaville, California is a city located in Northern California. The city was historically known for having a major stop for the Pony Express in 1860. In the 1920s, Nut Tree was a roadside attraction for commuters and tourists to stop and grab a bite to eat, which also featured a 2-acre amusement park that was in front of the Nut Tree Airport. And in the late 1990s, Vacaville became another recognizable place worldwide when a rock band by the name of Papa Roach made it notable that they were from Vacaville.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is the infamous, ridiculous Jacoby from Papa Roach, and I am on the Vinnie Langdon Show. From New York to Chicago, back to Vacaville, feeling ill, keeping it real.
Papa Roach released their album Infest, which led the band to a large stream success. Other bands in the Solano County region were even more inspired that if bands like Papa Roach could make it, maybe they could have an opportunity too. Tonight, we're talking with Malcontent, who is a rock band from the Vacaville-Fairfield area who rocked the spotlight for over 2 decades. They chat with me about some of their career highlights and speak on what it was like making brand new music for 2021. It's all happening tonight on The Vinnie Langdon Show. Everybody, did you hear that? 2 decades this band's been around for. What's up, everybody? It's me, Vinnie Langdon, and welcome to the Vinnie Langdon Show. I am joined with some good friends of mine going back to my hometown of Vacaville, California. I am joined with Maddie and Heath from the band Malcontent. What is up, guys? How are you? It's been a while.
What's up, Vinny? Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, you
right
too.
On, doing good, man. Right on, Vinny.
Hey, good to see you guys. Now, every time I think of your guys' band, I just remember when I first started with a little camcorder, borrowing my grandpa's home video camera, and I was going out to shows and filming, and you guys were like, dude, you got this cool show on public access television. You should come out and film our band. And I was like, okay, where are you playing? And you guys like, Cheers in Vacaville. And I was like, dude, I would love to go, but I'm not even 21 yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good times.
That's funny, dude. That's cool.
Yeah, man. So it's been a while. We're still doing our thing. And and for the next 20 minutes or so, we're gonna be going down memory lane. For my viewers who are not familiar with your band, go ahead.
What? I'm on Zoom right now. Hold on.
Hi, Mom.
That's funny. So Heath, give us the background of the band Malcontent, how you guys started, and what was it, around 97 or so?
Yeah, they give 97, 98. Anthony and I, we actually started playing together back in high school, but about 97, 98 is when Malcontent really formed. We had Alan actually came in to start playing bass for us, and then at that time prior to that our name was Spur, and he's like, dude, you guys aren't like stuck with that name, are you? And we're like, no. So actually Alan came up with the name Malcontent, and then we just kind of, we went through a few drummers before we got to Marvelous Maddie. And we just started out just playing, backyards and house parties and that sort of thing. And then, eventually got to play some real gigs.
Yeah. And I remember, now that obviously we're much older and we can look back at, the good old times of Solano County, I remember there was a lot of, musicians specifically would look down and go, ah, man, there's not a lot of venues to play. But I'll tell you what, when you travel the country and you visit other towns and you talk to other musicians from other states, Solano County really, was spoiled with having a lot of venues. Maybe there weren't too many all ages venues, but at the time, you guys were hammering it out at Three Oaks Community Center in Vacaville. You guys would play Cheers the next weekend. Sometimes you would even do 3 shows in a row. You would play Huey's Pub, and then, hey guys, we're playing Cheers tomorrow on Friday night. Saturday night, we're playing, Three Oaks, and then playing the Cabin in Elmira. There's a throwback for you. And,
Yeah.
So playing the shows, and for some of my viewers out there who are, again, unfamiliar with the band you guys started, and, Papa Roach, I did mention in the opening package that, right around 1999, 2000 is kind of when, Papa Roach, got the opportunity to leave home, go out on the road. And for you guys being like, dude, these guys are from Vacaville. We're from Vacaville. This is awesome that, now they got music videos on MTV, and, they're a worldwide known band now. And Malcontent could potentially be the next Papa Roach, but you guys still wanted to stick to what you guys were doing best and keeping it original, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, those guys, we definitely, we looked at their work ethic. I think most importantly, I mean, they were working their butts off, even before they got, the record deal. They were, touring all over California and playing shows. And so, I mean, that was definitely something that we looked at, and it was like, yeah, we need to step up our game as far as what, the work that we're putting in and that sort of thing. And, they were actually, we actually were lucky enough to get to play, open for them. I think it was the last show they played before they left to go, before they signed, or they had just signed their deal. So they played one more show at Three Oaks and they let us open. That's actually that footage that you have from Three Oaks. That's that show. And it was just, I mean, it was an honor for us, obviously, because, we hadn't even played at Three Oaks yet. That was our first show at Three Oaks. It was opening for P Roach. So it was definitely a cool thing. But, we've always, musically, we've always been, people have tried to, kind of pigeonhole us, and it's, they never can. We've always kind of, our influences come from all over the place. So, yeah, I think you're right. We've always been true to what we are, our musical, tastes and our influences definitely have been probably different than, a lot of other bands.
Right. Well, we're going to take a quick second here to introduce. We got Anthony, who is a part of Malcontent. What's up, dude? How are you?
What's up, Vinny?
It's been a minute.
Man. Yeah, sorry, I'm running a little bit late. I got to do the dad content stuff right now. I had to pick up my son from School of Rock, so.
There you go. Hey, that's awesome. Now, we were just getting into this, just getting started, and we were just talking about how you guys started playing, local shows around Solano County, from Vacaville to Fairfield, and, you guys even playing, the Sacramento scene as well, and, switching, play a show in Sacramento, play a show Slim's in San Francisco the next night, keep busy, and, and for you guys, maybe Heath, when you guys were just jamming in high school, was it just a thing of, hey, this is a great excuse just to bond as a group of friends and hang out? Or did you really, hey, we can be like Limp Bizkit, or we can be like, the next, Led Zeppelin? What was going through your heads?
True story.
Yeah, go ahead.
True story. It was a high school senior project. It was the easiest grade we ever got in our whole life, because all we had to do was act like we were in a band in class. We sat in a group of 4, and we would act like we were writing lyrics for songs or trying to figure out parts, and the whole time we weren't doing anything. And then we'd go to Heath's parents' house and jam in in Heath's bedroom. And that was our grade. That's how the band started. And we had fun doing it, so we kept going.
Yeah, you were like, let's
and we
make
got
a
an A.
nice.
And we got an A.
Hey, that's what's important. There you go. It's kind of
The
like, hey,
songs weren't A quality. They were F quality for sure. But
nice, nice. It's kind of like, hey, let's make a pretend flyer and hand them out to all the girls in school and see if they would actually show up. And then you're like, oh crap, they really are here, so we better pull
They're
out
here.
the instruments.
Yeah, because we actually had to perform the songs. We had to perform them live, and oh, they were god awful.
Right. That's funny. Now, a lot of bands, they define success in different ways. There's bands out there that are like, hey, we can start a band and make music videos. We can and become YouTube stars, or we could go out and get a record deal, or at least try. And for you, I mean, once this band started rolling and once you started getting that, local notoriety, was there, an ultimate goal that you guys set, or you guys just kind of winged it and went from one show to another?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all had ambitions to be, to take this thing to the next level. But I think we also just kind of, we always put our head down and just worked hard as far as, hey, let's make sure our set sounds as good as possible. I mean, we'd practice 2 and 3 times a week sometimes. And then, we just try to play as many shows as possible. Like we probably, to a detriment, we would just, if somebody said, hey, you want to play we never said no, pretty much. I mean, so I think we really prided ourselves on our work ethic and just how we, how hard we worked at our craft. And like I said, I think we always had the idea that we'd like to take it to the next level, but ultimately it was like, hey, let's just one show at a time. Let's just, we were always getting prepared for that next show.
Yeah, definitely. It's always cool. And you guys were in that, stage of where it was, you guys got to learn. And I think that's what's missing now in especially before COVID, is the support that you guys had for other groups. Remember bands like, EMB and Paradigm Shift and all them great ones. And I just remember that everyone, like, the bands would get off the stage and be like, yo, Malcontent, man, you guys kicked ass tonight, and vice versa. You guys would be patting them on the back. And I don't even remember the last show I went to where the third or fourth band thanked the other 2 bands before them. And it's like, that disappeared, somewhere along the line, and everywhere, not just in California or New York. It's missing everywhere. So the support, was so huge for you guys to, I mean, you got to be likable for everyone, not just the fans,
right.
So
and for me, I always when somebody would come up to me after we were done playing, like, this is how I look at success. If one person likes something that I wrote, to me, that's success, as a musician. So for me, when one person would come and be like, hey man, I really enjoyed your set, I would always try to make it personal, be like, hey man, thank you. What's your name? So, like, I can have a one-on-one conversation with somebody instead of it just being like, oh, cool, buddy, like, beat it,
right.
And so, and to this day, I still try to be that way. Like, when somebody runs into me, like, and they're like, oh, you're a Malcolm, oh, like, and I still value that, because to me, that's just cool that I've impacted somebody somehow, like, that's success for me. So
yeah, that's awesome. And
Maddie, is Maddie on here?
Yeah, he is. He's being quiet,
okay,
but that's okay.
Get
We're gonna
Maddie
get to him.
Ask Maddie a question.
So Maddie, going back to, the first time you played drums, was it with Malcontent, or was it a little bit before that?
It was a while before that, actually. Started playing drums in high school.
just jamming with my friends, you know. Didn't even own a drum set, so I went to my friend Frankie's house and started jamming on his uncle's drum set, you know. And that's when my love for drums started. And we had a band called Blind Mellow Jello for a hot minute. And then I was in a band, Execution Style. If you guys remember that one, Vacaville hardcore band. And then the Strange Lights.
Style.
Yeah. Yep. And then I joined Malcontent after that, back in 2003. Right? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And then
he actually quit Malcontent.
Yeah. I quit Malcontent. Was in a band called the Strange Lights, and then we got, and then we were in a band called Broken Speakers there for a minute with these two guys, and then we got back together to form Malcontent for a benefit show, and we got back together and said, "Hey, you want to?" They were like, we met up in San Francisco, and fucking said, we want to do this now? You just want to do it? And we're like, okay.
It's kind of
right.
To me, it sounds like every relationship on Facebook right now. Like, hey, do you really want to be in a relationship? Like, do you really want to? Like, I guess. I mean, it could work.
Yeah. I know. Right, dude. Yeah, for sure.
But within all of this, we actually have a new member in our band too. His name is Cornelio. He is
yeah, where is he?
I don't know. He's
in San Francisco.
He's a man of few words.
Yeah.
A man of few words. So
yeah,
it's okay. Yeah.
But he's a man of great talent, and he has brought a different sound to Malcontent as we were writing, and it's he fits in perfect with us as far as like his sound, but he brings a whole new dimension to us, and it's awesome to have.
Yeah, refreshing is very good. And I want to talk to you guys about the whole COVID quarantine, and the pandemic was going on, and I think for most people, believe it or not, if they want to admit it or not, it's kind of a time where you always see on the news, they're like, hey, why don't you go pick up a new hobby? And it for you, and like for me doing this show again, it's more for us to like look back on our life and go, what did we enjoy, and let's try to get back into that. And I think Malcontent is a good example of you guys were rocking and rolling, and then you guys took a break, life things happen, and then 2020 rolls around, and Heath is like, dude, I got some lyrics, man. Let's go record some new music. And the rest of you guys are like, all right, sure, why not? Let's try to get into it. Of course, the whole pandemic happens, but you guys were able to, successfully start recording again. And, one of you guys tell us the whole process of that, during the whole pandemic.
Yeah, we like I said, we really, when it all started, because we had all these plans to play these shows and this and that. So when the pandemic started, and of course there were no shows, we kind of just dove right into writing. I think we kind of just got to a point where it was like, okay, there's no telling when they're going to open this thing back up, so let's just put everything we have into writing. And the really interesting thing is that comparatively to the earlier days of writing, it was just so much less pressure this time. Like we were writing, and we were having a lot of fun with it. It wasn't a hurry up thing. It wasn't it's got to be we got to hurry up and get in the studio, get it. Because before it was just like, hey, we got a little bit of time to get something written and recorded, and then get back out and play. So this was just a totally different way of writing for us, and I actually think it was cathartic. It was like, this is a great outlet for us. And I almost feel bad because other people don't have that kind of outlet. Like we have this outlet. We were getting together. I mean, there was when it all started, we didn't practice for probably, I don't know, 6 weeks or yeah. And then we finally like, okay, let's, we can social distance enough in our practice room, And so, we got back together, started writing, and it's just been like, that's just kind of, we're just not letting off the pedal. We're like, we're going to keep, keep the, keep the writing.
The pedal on the metal.
They open this thing back up.
Pedal on the metal.
Right. Get your whole hour set, all ready to go. So when you guys start playing shows, you guys are way advanced compared to everyone else, because I can't imagine people going to a show going, oh man, we're gonna hear the same, Malcontent set from 2 years ago. Like, we'll have some new music, damn it.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And that's what we're trying to avoid. Is we don't want to play all songs from 18 years ago. So this is actually giving us time to write a whole new set, a whole new experience. And it's I think when it's all said and done, is probably the best stuff we've ever written. What he didn't touch on, though, to set off our whole year last year, is our bass player Alan had a stroke right before the pandemic.
Wow.
And we actually didn't know when he was coming back. So we were kind of like just writing some riffs and just praying that he was going to be able to come back. And fortunately, like the first time he came back, he heard one of the songs we were working on, and he threw down kind of a bass line just right away. And the writing process kind of really took off from there, and it's creatively for us, 2020 has been the best thing that happened for us, because who knows, like we were starting to like get people wanting us to play shows, and like he said earlier, we never knew how to say no. So
right. That's awesome. And Heath, and you and I have had a conversation a couple of weeks before doing this interview, and what you said was your current goal right now is to release one new song per month. And currently you guys release a song with our good friend Dave Buckner, who a lot of people know. He was the drummer for Papa Roach in the original lineup. And that's available right now on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, all over the place, wherever you guys can listen to music nowadays. No one really buys CDs anymore. I was having that conversation too before. But tell us what Malcontent is doing now, and tell us some about those songs.
Yeah, I mean, we when we started the writing process, when we started getting a few of these songs recorded, the idea was like, hey, how do we want to release this? Do we want to release EP? Do we want to? And we really came down to it's like, hey, everybody's releasing singles these days, it seems like. So yeah, I mean, the plan is that we're gonna at least things change, but we're at least right now the plan is, hey, let's release a new single every month, the first Friday of every month, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, like I said, we're going to keep writing, and eventually I think we'd like to release a full length or something like that. But we'll see. Like I said, we're just kind of taking it, year by year, or whatever you want to say.
Minute by minute.
It's been like I said, it's been fun because it's totally different than any other time that that we've recorded.
Yeah.
And having Dave on that first, it was kind of crazy. Like it was our first day back in the studio, and we had we were posting some stuff on Instagram or whatever, and Dave, he saw it, and he actually called the studio, and the engineer answered the phone, which I thought was a little weird that he answered the phone. Well, and he goes, "Hey Dave, what's up?" And then Dave was like, "Oh, is Malcontent there?" And so he hands the phone to Alan, and Dave's like, "Hey man, I want to come through." And we're like, "Dude, come on down." So he came by, he hung out, and then Maddie was in there doing some backups, and he's like, "Man, I hear something." And I was like, "Dude, go tell Maddie." So next thing you know, he was actually singing. So was pretty cool, like to have him come through and actually be a part of that. And Dave's a great guy, and he's we've obviously known him for a long time, so it was just cool that he was willing to come in and be a part of that. It was like pretty awesome for us, at least.
Yeah, it's like life going in full circle all over again, and
Yeah.
reuniting with people you haven't seen in a while. Now going back to Alan's condition with the stroke, and for him to get back into music, a lot of times people say, hey, music saved my life, and I think that is probably another good example too, where I'm sure if not for the rest of you guys, his road to recovery from that stroke, it probably definitely gave him something to look forward to. Seeing you guys, of course, as a good family friends to him, but more importantly, the music, right?
We really didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, it was kind of like, it was kind of up in the air, and it scared the hell out of us. He's our brother. I mean, we've known him for forever, and we've been playing music with him, and so we've gotten really close. So it definitely scared the crap out of us. And so I will say, and I think when the first time he came back and he started and he played even just a little bit, kind of testing the fingers out and seeing what he could do. I know all of us probably breathed a collective sigh of relief that it's like, okay, he's okay, because more than music, it's again, we want him to be healthy, and I think getting back into the music was healthy for him too. Just to be able to again have that outlet, and it was almost like rehab, so it was good.
Right. Now, what I always find interesting is how artists come up with their idea of packaging, even these singles that you guys are talking about when it comes to your artwork. Now, I remember, I can still remember, getting one of those sampler CDs back in the day from Malcontent, and you guys having your distinguished logo on it. Now, talk to us a little bit briefly. We got a few minutes here. Talk to us about, some of the artwork and who decides that, and does the rest of the band just think, shrug, whatever, they're worried about the music, who cares, let Heath pick, the final say, or how's that work for you guys?
No, we all kind of talk about it, like the direction we want to kind of take it, and even with the writing, like with the writing process, we've kind of done that with that too. But yeah, so like everybody has to give their approval on, like, if he picks a picture, he's kind of sending it out to everybody going, what do you think of these? And so we kind of have to say yay or nay, and for it to be approved. But if somebody doesn't get back in a timely manner, then we move on pretty quickly too. So
Maddie's still playing drums, trying to learn the newest song that's out there, and he's like, okay, I don't really care.
Yeah,
awesome.
Maddie is the most laid back when it comes to that. He's kind of like, just tell me when I gotta play, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on.
Tell me where I gotta be. Where's the stage?
Even getting him to do this kind of stuff is a little bit hard, so I'm happy that he's here.
Nice. So each of you will wrap it up, and again, you guys can listen to Malcontent's music, iTunes, Amazon, links on the bottom of the screen. Be sure to check them out, and we'll start with Heath, and we'll go to Anthony, and then finish up with Maddie. What is the one thing that you guys, each of you, are looking forward to the most once you play shows again?
Oh man, just most importantly for me, like, I want people to hear this new music. Like, yeah, you can hear it, you can listen to it, but there's nothing like hearing it live. And I think we've always, if you listen or you heard anybody talk about us, it's just, the live performance is where it's at. Like, getting to hear that music live, there's a different level. But I really am, like, I think Anthony alluded to it. I feel like we've written the best music that we ever have. And so I'm excited for people to get to hear it for sure.
Yeah, I just can't, for me, myself, say, to piggyback off of what he said, I just can't wait for people to hear like the difference in our musicianship and kind of just the more maturity in the music. Like, they got their shit together right now, you know, they're on top of their game. That's what I'm excited for people to see, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah, it's, same thing, you know. Basically, they already said it, you know. And just to be able to, dude, not only that, to be able to play shows, but to be able to go to shows again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, yeah, we love playing them, but we want to go to some too, you know. And
Right.
dude,
For sure.
just to be able to play in front of people again, you know, and you just have the, you know, the people show you love, and you know, and whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, all that good stuff.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yes.
So
You know
Maddie,
what
what other bands haven't you seen yet that you itching to go see?
Oh, I don't know, man. That's a good question. I could put me on the spot. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica. Yeah, Metallica would be cool. Alice in Chains.
Thrice,
You know,
Deftones.
well, we've seen those. The band that I haven't
Cruise,
seen.
farewell to farewell to farewell.
Oh,
To
yeah,
farewell
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
dude,
you know,
that's what you guys got to
yeah.
do. The Malcontent farewell
How's it going?
tour, and then
All
people
right,
will
all
come out
right.
and see you.
2 years later.
2 years
Yeah,
later, we'll be
I'd
back.
love to, dude. I'd love to see Muse again, though. No doubt.
There you go. Well, guys, if you want more information about Malcontent, you guys can head over to their Facebook page. Go, you know, support them, follow them on Spotify, Amazon, pretty much all over the place. And if you guys are in Northern California, be sure to check out this band once shows hopefully soon start rolling again.
Hopefully.
And yeah, well, guys, it was great to catch up with all of you, and hopefully it won't be another 10 or 15 years.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Right on, Vinny.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Having us,
Vinny,
man.
man.
Yeah, for
Thank you,
sure.
Vinny.
Bro.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys on another episode of the Vinnie Langdon Show. If your band wants to be next, all you got to do is go to the VinnieLangdonShow.com, send me a message, and we'll get it going for you guys. All right, man. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you.
Good night. Peace out.